Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 14 is entitled as Gunatraya Vibhaha Yoga, Sloka 13. Aprakāśo pravṛttiścha pramādo moha evacha tamasy etāni jāyante vivṛddhe kuru-nandana. We have learned how to identify Sattva Guna is prominent at a given time from Sloka 11. From Sloka 12, we learned how to identify the Rajoguna when it's prominent at a given time. And the last one, Tamoguna, will be discussed in this 13th Sloka. Kuru-nandana, O jewel of Kuru dynasty. Aprakāśo, darkness, which is nothing but opposite of brightness, light. In other words, ignorance is what mentioned here as aprakāśo. Pravṛttiś, inactivity. Pramādo, lack of attention. Moha evacha, delusion. All these, tamasy vivṛddhe, when tamoguna has grown, jāyante, or manifested. This is easy to understand because it's quite opposite of what we saw from Sattva Guna and Rajoguna. In Sattva Guna, one has clear knowledge. In Tamoguna, it is contrary knowledge. In Rajoguna, one is attached to activity, whereas in Tamoguna, one is attached not doing activities. Now let's see what are those things by which one can identify Tamoguna, that Tamoguna is prominent. Aprakāśo, pravṛttiś, pramādo, moha. These are the 4 things by which one can tell that at this given moment Tamoguna is prominent. Prakāśo means when we see an object, it has been revealed to us by our senses, jnanendriya, as they are. And this is what we learned when we saw Sattva Guna, when it's prominent. And opposite of that, prakāśo is aprakāśo, meaning when one sees an object, the truth of that object is not revealed to us by our jnanendriya, senses, eye, ear, nose, so forth. That means absence of illumination of the knowledge, which is what called as darkness. There's no sign of any awareness at all, knowledge at all, lack of knowledge. As the tamoguna grows, the jnanendriyas, those knowledge acquiring senses, including mind, will not convey a true picture of their respective targeted object. The next identification is pravṛttiś. Pravṛttiś means activity, fully engaging in action, that we saw in Rajoguna, whereas in Tamoguna, that's completely opposite over here. Does not engage or no inclination to do any work, being lazy in other sense. Next is pramādo. Pramādo means lack of attention, which obviously drives one to do wrong things. Even when we try to do any devotional services, we got to make sure that we are paying attention. Otherwise, lack of attention while doing services is nothing but presence of tamoguna, which is being prominent. And lastly, moha evacha, the delusion, trying to understand something totally opposite. dharma to be adharma and adharma to be dharma. So lack of knowledge, aversion to do prescribed duties, lack of attention, and having contrary knowledge. These are the symptoms by which one can identify that tamoguna is prominent. The reason that we learned these three things is to identify ourselves, which mode are we being impacted at that very given moment, and rectify ourselves immediately to be out of that situation and try to come to the stage of sattva-guna. We certainly don't want to be in tamoguna, in delusion, not paying attention, being lazy, not having proper knowledge. As we can see, nothing is favorable in one's spiritual progress. So, those who are serious in their life to attain the spiritual world must be very much afraid of the results that arises from rajoguna and tamoguna. As we have already seen, there are two reasons by which these gunas impact us. Number one, because of our previous karma. Number two, the food that we intake. The previous karma, we don't have control of it, whereas the food that we intake, we have full control of it. Therefore, if we take sattvic food only, then it will nurture sattva guna. As it is said that purity of sattva is brought only by purity of food. In the next two slokas, 14 and 15, Krishna speaks about the destination of those who die at a time when sattva-guna is prominent and when rajoguna is prominent and when tamoguna is prominent, where they will be born again when a certain guna is prominent when they die. Aprakāśo pravṛttiś pramādo moha evacha tamasy etāni jāyante vivṛddhe kuru-nandana. Namaste. Hare Krishna.